Start again.
Yep, so true. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. It's Friday, your favorite day of the week. T-G-I-F, Hello, how are we? Good evening, everybody. Yeah? Let's just decided he was gonna snort there. Hi. Ooh-wee, I like my horse. My pony, my horse. Ooh-wee, I like my horse. My pony, my horse. I'm about to throw this dog into the stratosphere today. He has been so zoomy. I've taken him out 5 times today. I don't know why he's so zoomy. What is wrong with you? Did you get your food again? Don't you look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. Don't do it. He's so sweet. Give him to me. No! No. You cannot have my dog. Who do you think you are, Keith? Good lord. Everybody wants my dog, dude. Nobody's here for me. They just want the dog. Then don't throw him. I'm gonna throw my dog wherever I want. I'd like. Thank you very much. I know you fucking... Got that damn song stuck in my head again. Anyway, I already hit. I'm. You hear that? That's me giving him head pat. And that's side pats. And that's a head pat for me. What? What? Go lay down. Oh my gosh. Would you go lay down? Go! Go. No. 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 Hang on. Riding around. I'm gonna give him a treat real quick. Hang on. Sorry. Hectic start to the stream today. He's being a little needy baby, is what he's doing. Not the. Oh, big boy. Oh. Okay, anyways, where was I? Oh, that's right, I'm streaming! Hey, everybody, hi! Welcome back. Hi, my name's Max VT. I'm a history teacher, VTuber. I'm the best history teacher on the internet, because I'm the only one on the internet. I hope you guys are enjoying your night. Welcome in. Guys, if you guys didn't see the news, we're gonna be at a con tomorrow! Woohoo! Yahoo! Yahoo! Yaha! Yippee! It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm going to be at Anime Pasadena tomorrow from 4:30 to 5:30 Pacific time. I didn't realize it was Pacific time, otherwise I would have done it earlier in the day, but it works out because it's about the same time. I hope to see everybody in chat here so we can talk to people. I have a separate setup for everything, so it should work whenever we're going around in our little cart. But if it doesn't, oh well, no big deal. We can fix it. So I'll probably be starting about the same time tomorrow. Actually, no, I'm going to be starting about 30 minutes later than normal tomorrow because I need to get set up for the camera and everything before the con. So that's what I'm going to start. So I'm going to start as soon as I get in. I keep dropping everything. Everything's a mess. I was practicing singing earlier. I got kind of tired from work and like running around and everything. Hi, B. Hello to PP the Fruit and hello to Van Beef. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. What was I gonna say? The game we're playing today is called The Roottrees Are Dead. It is a genealogical mystery game. If you guys don't know what genealogy is, it's the study of family trees and history and trying to find out where your roots come from. And I am a big proponent for genealogical studies. I think it's very interesting. It's very cool. Looking at this game, before I knew anything about it, Jade recommended it to me. And I read through it, and I was like, this is interesting. It's set in 1998 in the town of Butler, Pennsylvania, which you might know Butler, Pennsylvania, because it's also the site of a crash that happened in 2001 on September 11th. That is where, I'm fairly certain. Actually, no, Butler, Pennsylvania actually was not that. I think it was near Butler, Pennsylvania. That area of Pennsylvania is literally riddled with history. Wait, was that where that might have been where... Oh, never mind, that might have been the assassination attempt. Never mind. I might be thinking of that. I know that the crash for the United 98 I think is around there too. Or is it United 98? 95? The other plane that crashed on 9/11 that wasn't the ones that ran into the World Trade Center or the Pentagon. It was the other one. I'm fairly certain it was near Butler, Pennsylvania as well. But I got my water in. Sorry about that. Too much happened. So true. I'm still fucking cracking up from that one picture you made for the game. Oh, yeah, because it's going to be a bunch of schizophrenic rambling. That's why. I didn't realize you can't say schizo on the titles of streams on Twitch, apparently. I didn't know that. So I tried to say history teacher has a schizophrenic rant about genealogy, and it said, you can't name it that! I was like, oh. So, my bad, G. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, G. So, there you go. Anyways, I'm going to get into it. Outside of that, though, remember tomorrow we do have the con, and Sunday we're playing... Oh, actually, before that, at 2:30, around 2:30 Central Time, I'll be playing Left 4 Dead 2 on Digital Duke's channel. So you should go to that as well. I want to swear in titles so bad, but they tell me no. What's happening? Tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, I'm going to be streaming Left 4 Dead 2 with Digital Duke and Hex and someone else. I don't know who the fourth person is. And then after that, I'm going to go get set up for the stream, and then we're going to stream. And then after that, I don't know what the fuck we're doing. Something. We'll see what happens. I don't know how I'm going to feel. Hopefully it'll be fun. I don't know. If you guys want me to do more after that, I will do so. But if not, don't worry about it. All right, let's get switch over. Ooh wee, I like my horse. My pony, my horse. Ooh wee, I like my horse. My pony, my horse. All right, so the Roottrees are dead. The Butler County Times. What happened? The plane crashed last night near Pittsburgh. The only passengers were Carl Roottree, his wife Brenda, and their 3 daughters, known as the Roottree sisters. Carl Roottree was the president of the Roottree Candy Company, and it's not clear who will succeed him. So far, local police are not sure what caused the crash. Ooh, I like my horse. My pony, my horse. Stop doing that. Stop. Ooh, turn it down a little bit. Sultry ass music, dude. A little saucy music. What's that? The Roottrees are dead. Slot 1. Also, we're in the early 90s, or late 90s, rather, so the internet's not very fast, which means we have to learn stuff slowly. December 6, 1998.
The plane that crashed last night just outside of Pittsburgh is now known to have been the private jet of the Roottree Corporation. Local aviation authorities have speculated, based on the pilot's final communication, that the winter storm and heavy winds played a significant role in the crash. On board were multiple family members, including corporate president Carl Roottree and his daughters, the Roottrees sisters, best known for their fashion lines and modeling careers. There were no survivors. Again, for those of you just joining us, the Roottrees are dead.
They're dead!
I know it's late, but I'm guessing you've seen the news. In addition to dealing with the grief, the Roottree Company's lawyers are scrambling. Everything's about to change. Anyone proven to be a blood relative is about to get much richer. I'm here to ensure everyone is accounted for. I've heard you're an expert at sorting out complicated family trees. A genealogy genie, as it were.
A genealogy genie, as it were.
I'm going to give you a quick test. Pass, and I can promise you the job of a lifetime.
Ooh. Complete the family tree of the Roottrees sisters. Siblings are in birth order. Oldest to youngest. Identify evidence. Search the internet for clues. Fill in the names. Fill in the occupations. Fill in the photos. Sleuth. Okay, let's check the evidence. Person who hired you gave you this photo with a note attached. This was taken during the shoot for the Roottrees Sisters Got Milk ad. I tracked down a test photo from before they painted the fake mustaches on, which I thought would be more appropriate considering the circumstances. The ad's copy reads, "You might recognize our faces from the magazine you're reading, or you might recognize our name from the candy bar you're eating. Being a Roottrie is a full-time job, but so is growing up. That's why the calcium found in milk is so important. Plus, you can't make chocolate without milk." Hi, Azzer. Welcome in. And her. Well, we got 3 sisters here. And we have a list. This list was provided to you by the mysterious person who showed up at your door. You'll need it to fill in the family tree. Carly Roottree, Candy Roottree, and they're a candy company? Really? Original names, am I right, guys? Alright, let's go here. To the board. I'm gonna guess this one's the youngest. Oldest. Middle child. So there's 3 sisters. They're all Roottrees. You can also use the Internet Max. Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Oh, that sweet, sweet little dial-up internet. Connected. Connected. Spider search. Roottree. Sisters. Ages. There are a lot of obituaries that focus on the Roottrees sisters' modeling careers. Come across an unofficial Roottree fan site seemingly curated by a teenager. It's neon pink with purple text and hard to read until you highlight the words. The young webmaster writes, Raina is the most famous because she's the oldest and got married to TMS. But Riley is the smart one. Rose is the middle child, like me. So, we know that Raina, and then Riley, and then Rose. Oh no, Raina, then Rose, then Riley. So let's go over here. So we got... We're looking for... Raina. Then Rose. And then Riley is the last one. The fuck? Riley. Did I type it in right? R-H-O-S-E? Oh? R-H-O-S-E. Okay. Interesting that she doesn't have a name on this list. That is obviously this one. That means that she probably went by something else. Or her name was different. And we know that Raina is the oldest and got married to TMS. So who is TMS? Let's look at our list here. TMS. Thomas Sheridan seems like a good one. T, and then M, and then S, if I had to guess. Outside of that, though, have any other T's? I'm gonna say that this one's married to Thomas Sheridan. And then you might think they are rich just because they are models, but their dad is also the president of the candy company, and their mom is Brenda, who is a fashion designer. They do modeling for her brand Root. I eat Roottree candy all the time. My favorite are Maple Crisp, and try to dress in plaid Root. Clothes like Riley does in most of the posters. Someday I want to get my ears pierced like Rose. Alright, interesting. So we can go... we're gonna go Rose Roottree. Rose Roottree is not as popular as her older sister Raina, but still very well known. Most of the time, they're lumped together as the Roottrees sisters. Unfortunately, the results for Rose by herself don't lead to anything different than what we're than when searching for the sisters together. Can't find what you're looking for? Someone isn't in the list that your employer provided. Doing a deep dive, once you learn about them, will often lead to additional discoveries. A good research tip is make a note of any brands. How about let's try Root. Root with a period at the end, okay. Period is part of the name. It's a clothing company. Make their own clothes. You can. Rose. Alright, cool. Boo. Ah! So, Riley... Raina, and Rose. Appeared on one cover holding her daughter Rose in 1985. The site said this only at a time her daughter was ever listed with her birth name, Carly Roottrees. There it is. Okay. So we know that this one is Carly. She went by Rose, though. But we don't know if these are the right pictures. I will say that. So fill in the names. Fill in the occupations. They're all models. Yep. And then fill in the photos. So now we have to figure out who is who. So let's check out Thomas Sheridan. I think that would be a good one to knock them out. Thomas Sheridan. TMS is a common abbreviation for 90s teen heartthrob Tommy Mark Sheridan. First credited role as Thomas Sheridan was on a soap opera called Time Marches Onward. He skyrocketed to popularity after his starting role on the sitcom Brother Trouble. Since the end of Brother Trouble, he has often been on the cover of tabloids for his supposed drug use, and more recently his relationship with Raina Roottree. After a short engagement, they married in 1997. She was only 19 and he was 23. Okay. Let's do Raina Roottree photo. No? Okay. Let's see. Alright, so we got Raina. Alright, is there a thing on the back of this? The middle child's wearing plaid. I don't think they're in order, though. Maybe we can get something else. Raina's the most famous. Riley does the most photos. Okay, so Riley wears a lot of plaid. There we go. I'm good. How are you, Thrash? Wasn't there one that had an earring in the info? I was about to freak out thinking that about the time on the in-game PC was the same as IRL. No, it's off by quite a bit. All right, so Riley wears a lot of plaid. So Riley is this one. That is Riley. Other questions we need to ask ourselves. We got Raina here. I want to get my ears pierced like Rose. And Rose is also known as Carly, which means that whichever one doesn't have earrings. So this is her, and this is the oldest. There we go. Terrible, I'm legitimately eating ice cream in my truck. Oh, yikes. Well, there's always, you unlock the following optional entry. Thomas Sheridan. Booyah! Got them all.
Sorry to test you, but I had to be sure you could use the internet. Some folks refuse to get with the times. Safe to say, you're hired.
Good.
The reward for untangling the family tree is substantial. Life-changing, even. But here's the catch.
Yeah?
The Roottrees go way, way back. The family tree's a bit daunting. Most people freak out the first time they see the whole thing. But I'm sure you'll be fine.
Okay.
The man who started it was particular about whom he considered family. For your purposes, you only need his direct blood relatives. Anyone related only by marriage is optional, but filling them in can lead to useful discoveries.
True.
Lastly, you now have access to some unique websites, plus a list of notable Roottrees. Notable people are easy to find via your search engine, and marked with stars on the family tree. I'm off for now. Carl Roottrees had a lot in his office. I'll look for anything useful. I'll return once you identify 6 more blood relatives.
So we have to have 9 in total, I think. Oof. Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Sorry, one last...
Might sound odd, but if anyone else claiming to represent the Roottrees reaches
I'd
out...
appreciate you not mentioning I was here. Thank you, and good luck.
That's a bit sus. I see. Uh-huh. Okay. Alright, so we need to get all these. Gwyneth and Elias. Every time you get 3 additional blood relatives in the family name complete, or in the family tree completely correct, name, occupation, and portrait, they will be locked in. All non-blood relatives and small portraits are optional, but placing them in the tree helps remove extra names and photos. Ooh. You can open this envelope after the whole family tree has been filled. Alright, so Thomas Sheridan. Who else do we have here? Alright. Our next evidence. What do we have here? The Roottrees sisters and their parents died in a plane crash on December 6, 1998. The next evening, a shadowy figure appeared at your door and said the lawyers were looking to sort out the family tree. After a quick test, the figure gave you access to some resources. This included a document of notable Roottrees who said they would be the easiest family members to place. They said they would return in time to in the time it took to fill out 6 more blood relatives. Hydrate. Thank you, Zyvie. Oh, I want a second. Oh. I'm doing research, everyone. So if I'm not talking a lot, bonk me. Thank you for the hydrate. No, Blitz, that does not mean you can drink my water. No. No. Really, no. Max is locked in. I am. This is what you have to do with genealogy. I just, like, put on music, and I literally just, like, magnifying glass referred to how many clues are connected to a specific piece of evidence. The higher the number, the more there is to find. At the start of your search, the notables list sets off alarm bells. A list of famous people that you can find via search engine? It's pretty rare to get something that useful, best to take advantage of it. As you progress, these numbers will change. Whenever you find more evidence or lock in family members, new discoveries will be added to the list and old evidence will become less useful. Trust your intuition. If a piece of evidence seems too good to be true, take a closer look at the people or phrase, and the most satisfying revelations come from retracing a path you thought was fully explored, armed with a new perspective. Sometimes the reason certain evidence has such high value is because it can lead to finding more evidence. You may be missing a huge part of the puzzle. There we go. Notable Roottrees. Oh wait, I'm missing evidence, I think. Ah, here we go. Cool chocolate, so strawberry, power plum. Awesome apple, bad blue raspberry. What even is an elderberry anyway? Radical new flavors because it's no longer the 1920s. Thank you for that, Pat. There's 5 flavors because the original inventor had 5 kids. Oh, there we go. 5 flavors, 5 kids. Roottrees, 5 pieces. It's an advertisement for 5 pieces aimed at kids from the magazine Teen Blast. It mentions that the 5 pieces had such names because of the 5... Oh... Oh, periodicals. Ooh, public library. Let's do notable Roottrees. Carl Roottrees, who is the president of the Roottree Candy Company, his daughters are also eulogized collectively. Okay. Here we go. This is going to be the easiest thing to solve, right? It's going to be this one. Carl Roottrees. Carl Roottrees died in the blah blah blah. He was president, candy company, Co-founded with his wife. His wife is Brenda. So we can already name them. We know who these are, so no name. This is Roottrees. This is Carl. This is Brenda.
Top of the morning to
Assume
you,
Brenda White. Thank you for following, Ugly Monsoon. How are we? I'm gonna assume Brenda White here. She's the only Brenda we have, unless we get something else that tells me differently, but I'm going to set that for now. He is the CEO of the candy company, and we just need to find his picture now. Carl, Brenda, the Roottrees sisters, and the other employees that perished in terrible tragedy. Carl was an incredible man, match leader. I think his absence will be difficult. In the interim, we hope that you join us. Like his great-grandfather before him, Carl earned the highly prestigious Watchman of the Year title. Watchman of the... Bruh, come on. Watchman of the Year. There we go. I'm a history major, so this is cool that I found your stream. Oh, nice. Very cool. Welcome in. How are we? Business Watch magazine is a magazine focused on companies, CEOs, and the economy that have been around for over 100 years in one form or another, and will often write about major changes in management of famous corporations. Thank you for the bonk, Runa. Hi. How are you? Featured as Watchman of the Year. Elias Roottree. That would be his grandfather before him, I assume? Oh. Wait, do we have a printer? Printer? Hello? Boom, boom. Aha! We got some more pictures here. There we go. Gwyneth. And Elias. What did you found searching the internet? It seems quite difficult to find any site about Elias or Gwyneth that isn't accompanied by this picture. Elias and Gwyneth are the notable Roottrees list in your evidence. They will be marked out on the chart with a star. Okay, so that's Elias and Gwyneth. So we can go ahead and mark those two off. Hey, how's it going? It's going good. You know, I'm just searching some stuff, making sure we got our Roottrees on here. So this is Elias Roottree. Ooh, is it Elias or Elias C Roottree, though, is the question. Or Elias M. Could be Elias M, too. We're going to leave that empty. This is Gwyneth, though. There's a lot of Gwyneths. Gwyneth Anderson or Gwyneth Madsen? Gwyneth Roottree. First Anderson Maple Farm was Gwyneth Anderson. She had no brothers, so as the oldest sister, she was to inherit the Anderson Maple Farm, so long as she married. Well, there we go. So it's Gwyneth Anderson. So, Gwyneth Anderson. She was... What did she do, though? What was her job? Wife? I guess she was also technically a CEO of a company. He's a CEO. Well, he's not the CEO, though. Let's check back. All right. So before Elias took over the farm produced only syrup. It was supposedly Elias's idea to create candy instead. Their success was not immediate until they decided to combine the maple with other flavors. This led to 5 pieces, which are still found in stores. But the Roottrees Candy Company expanded well beyond their original farm. It was preserved as a tourist attraction. Gwyneth would have used as a housewife. Oh, maybe is her occupation housewife, perhaps? Her housewife occupation? There we go. Suppose that's right. That'll work. Let's go back to Elias Roottree again. Elias Roottree was the founder of and first president of the Roottrees Candy Company, so we can also make sure that he is the first president. There we go. Book called Family Man, The Roottrees Legacy by Bess Williams. Very poorly received book about Elias Roundtree. It's impossible to get a copy of the book these days. Bess Williams. Family Man. Weird. Interesting. Elias was voted Watchman of the Year. Great-grandson Carl. What about Elias C. Roottrees? Elias M. Roottrees. No? Hello, Max Fork. Hello, how are we? Alright, let's go back to our board. So we have these two, Gwyneth and Elias. We solved that. We know who they are. I'm just going to say that his name is Elias. It's just a regular Elias because we haven't found anything else about him. He was the first president. Although something about this is wrong because it's not popping up for me. Alright, let's go back. Carl Roottrees. We need to find Brenda White. My brain just started singing your name to the tune of Boat Dog. What the fuck is Boat Dog? Brenda Roottrees. Ah. Okay, so we know that Brenda White is her. Brenda. Oh my god, can I please spell? Brenda Roottrees. Brenda White original. Let's see. Elias Roottrees Jr.'s name is listed on a website about historical buildings in Butler County. He's listed out alongside an old residence that is called Hunchtop House. Elias Roottrees Jr.'s name is listed on the website about historical. Okay. Hunchtop House has nothing on it, apparently. So what do we have right now? We have no pictures of this guy at all. For some reason, his daughters... Let's do, what's her name? Williams? No downloadable version because the book is impossible to find these days. Okay, interesting. Periodicals. Business Watch. Roottrees. Butler County Times. There we go. Let's do what's his name? Carl. Put an article that also mentions him, Ernie Jr. Once announces Carl's marriage to Brenda White in 1978. They were both apparently in their early 20s, and others seems more frivolous. Apparently, in 1981, got quite drunk at a charity event and broke his arm falling down some stairs. This is going to be important later. The article also mentions that Ernie is from 1996, when Carl took over as 5th president of the Roottrees Candy Company from Ernie Jr. Ernie Jr. apparently liked to stay out of the spotlight and never appeared in the Butler County Times, other than a few mentions here and there. The article does mention an illness as the reason Ernie Jr. was stepping down. So Ernie Jr. was the 4th president. So we know that Elias Rootree, no longer CEO, he is in fact the 5th president. He took over from Ernie Jr. I need a picture of Carl is what I need. Which is insane that they don't have a fucking picture of this guy. Ernie Rootree Jr. How about just Ernie Jr.? Ernie Jr. was the former president of the Roottrees Candy Company. Seemed to directly precede Carl Rootree, and one website even says that he was Carl's mentor. He's apparently very successful as president, but not so much as a public figure. He was rarely seen in public except to have illness. Is there like a way to like look up like Carl? I just look up like Carl Rootree wedding. Carl Rootree 1996. No? Huh. Five shapes. Is that not the name of the candy? Am I crazy? Oh, 5 pieces. I am crazy. For marketing materials and various candy history sites, you learn that 5 pieces are the iconic candy sold by the Roottrees Candy Company. Though they are no longer the company's only popular product, they still sell well to this day. 5 pieces are small, colorful, shell-coated maple candies that, since the late 20s, have been pressed into the shape of a maple leaf, although they usually have one flavor that looks more like a berry. As tastes have changed over the years, so have the 5 flavors, but the shape, in combination with maple, remain consistent. It's also a history of printing advertising website. Claims to have 5 pieces advertisements scanned from a book called The Sweet History of Candy Volume 2. By Charles Lee. I'm just gonna look this up real quick. Charles. There we go. Vintage pieces. Excellent. It's a miracle. Modern candy for modern society. G is for grape. E is for elderberry. CE for cinnamon extract. M is for melon. And introducing M for miracle berry. Miracle berry is a burst of beautiful blossoming blended berries. Try it today. I'm going to guess that they named the last kid Miracle Jr. because I think that's the name of one of the kids. Six years after the debut of 5 pieces. Carl Rootree, Eliza Rootree, Gwen Rootree. Let's check her next. Gwen Rootree. You find some information on a website about old films that are not yet available on VHS. The site is not very well organized and the search is broken, but you can get to individual pages from your search engine. Gwen Rootree is a somewhat well-known actress who was active in the 1950s. She often appeared in tabloids, especially around the time for a highly publicized divorce. Her biggest role was the minor hit movie Guys Like Us. She left Hollywood after the flop of Christmas Mission. Widely circulated picture of Gwen from behind the scenes on one of her movies, which you've added to evidence. Did you know trivia? Gwen was the granddaughter of Elias Rootree, founder of Rootree Candy. She shouldn't have been named Rootree, but her father took her mother's famous name. But her father took her mother's famous name, which was quite rare in those days. Oh! Interesting. So Gwen was the granddaughter of Elias, but her dad was not a root tree. Her mother was the root tree, and she took the name. Huh. So who was it? The granddaughter. One of these. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's go back to our board. Look up red root tree next. Find information on a website about strange historical facts. Aloysius Herring Rootree, aka Red, was an appointed judge, a politician who earned his nickname, ironically, because he was the ambassador to Ireland for only about 6 days. Served what some people contend is the shortest term in history. A few days after he was appointed, he was heard disparaging his position and the Irish people. He then tried to run for state senate, claimed to be related to the Rootree Candy Company in a newspaper ad, but it came out that the last name was merely a coincidence, and he was defeated in a landslide. So this guy isn't even a real person. This dude is fake. He's not even related. It's a red. He's a red herring. Jim Rootree. James Rootree is a singer who sings in the duo Jim and Diamond with his wife Diamond LaRoe. The duo, according to many sources you find, is considered a one-hit wonder due to the disco song "Rollin' On Down to the City." It's now in your evidence folder. Although Jim writes the majority of his songs, plays the guitar, and often sings, Diamond is considered by fans to be the band's lead singer. The band never had another hit, but its fans, who refer to themselves as Diamond's Dazzlers. The rest of their music is more folksy and acoustic than the one song they were known for. Jim and Diamond have continued to release music through the 80s and early 90s. Other albums you find are Cherry Tree and Sound of Laughter. Jim has become a bit of a recluse and he hasn't made a public appearance since 1996. Diamond LaRoe. Interesting. Check out this new evidence. Ah, there we go. So we got one of the great grandsons of. Oh, wait. As seen in MMM, only the great grandson of Elias Rootree can make disco this sweet. MMM. Modern Music Monthly, a magazine from the 40s to the early 80s. It went out of business due to high competition from much more major publications. What's his name again? Jim Rootree. A review and interview from 1979 titled "A Reluctant Hitmaker, Jim Goes Into His First Band." Until a few years ago, Diamond and I were C and J plus J and D. Band called C and J plus J and D. At least one single called These Times. Someone with the username Die Hard Dazzler scanned the cover and noted that it cost him over $200 at auction. Really, this is Jim Rootree and Diamond LaRue's first song together. He also mentions that it was performed with Jim's cousin and Diamond's sister, and that it was only somewhat similar to Jim and Diamond's later works. Can't find anything else about Die Hard Dazzler, the band, or the single. So all that's left to do is scan your evidence. Wait a minute. Folk style, songwriting, catchy. Clark Rafferty and Jim Roottrees.
Source behind old memories, but find their ways to different seas. Someday these times will all be over.
Jim's cousin and Diamond's sister.
Dew dries on the morning clover. So take my hand beneath the tree. The carve your name with me.
Thanks for the lurk, right? And I appreciate you.
These times are ours for free. We'll tell ourselves these stories older, dwell on warmth, ignore the colder, probably yearn for what could be, rose tinted by youth's memory.
Oh.
So act as though these times
Gwen Roottrees.
ain't fleeting, love still flows, our hearts heart beating. For now ignore fate's destiny, two roads that cross once at this tree. Someday these times will all be over. Dew dries
Life between wars.
morning clover. So take my hand beneath the tree and carve your name with me.
Oh, come on.
These times are ours.
Lauren Roottrees. There we go. Seems you hit the jackpot here. This book is occasionally taught in school, so you find a hardcover edition for students that has full pages, high quality pictures of it. Summary of the contents of the books, as well as some of your... So what is this? According to a web... Alright, I'm pausing this fucking music for a second.
So take my hand beneath the tree.
Alright, back to it. Alright, so, as this was saying, author Lauren Roottrees, a distant relative of the Roottrees sisters, is known for her book, A Life Between Wars. According to a website about famous authors in the 1960s, Lauren released a few romance albums under her married name, Lauren Rafferty. Oh! That must be the other Clark Rafferty's brother, which means that would be the Roottrees, that would be Jim's cousin. So Lauren is married to the other Rafferty guy. When her publisher learned she had been keeping diaries about her famous family, they insisted she release them under her original name, Lauren Roottrees, to take advantage of the family's notoriety. A selection of diaries entries released in 1965 as A Life Between Wars spans from the untimely death of her husband in World War II to coping with the post-war world as a young widow and mother, as well as her perspectives on changing times and socialites all the way through the entry into Vietnam. While the content is not considered particularly relevant to modern audiences, it has found new life as an exercise in high school English classes to show an evolution in writing style and for a look into life in previous generations. After the success of her diaries, her publisher re-released her romance novels under the name Lauren Roottrees. This included Romance in Court, which gained popularity. She followed the re-release up by writing 2 sequels, creating what fans referred to as the Court Jester series. I find no recent details about Lauren, though she is listed as retired. Romance in Court. Lines of court. Okay. I think that was like return court. She had the inspiration from one of her brother Clancy's lectures on the Middle Ages. Copy that. I need to highlight that. It's important. Alright, let's look at our stuff here. Why is that fellow back there, eh? Alright, got that. Okay. There we go. Lauren Roottrees captures evolution and perspective from adolescence to adulthood. Butler Talents. The below notes and observations you made while skimming through Lauren Roottrees' diary pages in A Life Between Wars. Lauren Roottrees is on the notable Roottrees list, and your evidence she will be marked down on the chart with a star. The book was published in 1965. It consists of diary entries that stretch from 1940 to 1965. The most important event that much of the diary and Lauren's thoughts revolve around was the loss of her husband, Jacob. Jacob died in the final months of World War II, while Lauren was pregnant. This left her to raise her son, Clark, alone. Lauren never remarried and only had one child. By skimming the pages of the book, or the diary, you glean the following information. She was the granddaughter of Elias and Gwyneth on her father's side. Okay. Her mother's family was called the Cassells. Okay. But she hardly ever mentions them. Her father, who she always refers to as Pop, was the head lawyer of the Roottrees company. Okay. And helped write a legal document called the Clancy Trust. Ooh. That might be... Clancy Trust. It's a highly unusual corporate arrangement named after Clancy Edward Roottrees, who was Elias' son in the Roottrees Conference. Oh! Alright, so hang on a second here. Thank you for the watch streak, Callisto. Damn, 10 streams. You're on it. Highly... Okay, so Clancy, who is Elias' son and the Roottrees Company's lawyer at the time. Due to its unique nature, was brought up. Author brought up in online discussions about financial matters inheritance as an oddity. Company mandates that a fixed percentage of its profits are split every quarter among bank accounts representing each direct relative of Elias and Gwyneth. An account is created for each blood relative at birth and first accessible when they reach 18. Okay, there's a bunch of trusts. The actual number has never been fully disclosed to the public, but due to the ever-increasing success of the company, it is a significant amount of money. Ah! There's where our shadow figure comes in, I bet. She is probably trying to determine whether or not she is actually a Roottrees family member. The Clancy Trust is known for being essentially impossible to get around due to many checks and balances written into it. Oh. So there have been a few situations in which family members have tried to remove another member from the trust. Most details online are pretty vague, since matters are handled internally. The only information you discover is from a university law. Oh, Roottrees versus R&R. While looking at the claims, you have to find mentions to the 5-piece guaranteed. RR attempted unsuccessfully to remove a fellow family member from the trust. It was said that RR attempted two arguments. First, the person in question was born out of wedlock. Ooh, this is important. Still, due to the ironclad wording of the Clancy Trust, it was impossible to remove any direct descendant of Elias Roottrees without completely dissolving the trust. That's good. Good man, that Elias Roottrees, for making a trust for his family. Kids, if you learned anything from this, listen to me. Students, ding-a-ling, Pay attention. If you learn anything from this, always set up a trust for your descendants. If you want to have kids and you want them to not kill each other, set up a trust. Make it fair for everybody. Okay? Jingle, jingle. I'm telling you real facts right now. I'm telling you true truths. Make sure you do that if you're having kids. So that they don't kill each other. Privacy guarantee, in combination with the clan's trust, was Elias Roottree's attempt to ensure the Roottree Candy Company would remain a family business for eternity. Yeah, Elias Roottree. Hello, Monsieur Max. Hola, hello, bonjour, digital duc. Bonne nuit. In isolation is somewhat baffling. The yearly salary of Roottree's president is always locked to the price of a single pack of 5 pieces. When the 5-piece guarantee went into effect, this was 25 cents a year. Now it's closer to $4. Combined with the clan's trust, however, it makes a bit more sense. Elias wanted to ensure that only his direct relatives could afford to be president, and he knew that because their passive income was tied to the profits of the company, they would have a vested interest in keeping the company as profitable and successful as possible. Whether or not this was a smart or successful decision is widely debated both online and in person by economics enthusiasts of all levels of expertise. This is very smart. This is such a smart guy. I look up to Elias Roottrie. This guy is a smart, and something's going to come out where he's like Hitler incarnate, I'm sure, just because I said that, and that's just, I know how that's going to work. But I'm telling you right now that this is very smart. This guy knows and cares about his family a lot. He locks in the CEO to be the yearly salary of the Roottree is always locked to the price of a single piece of 5 pieces. Or a single pack of 5 pieces, which used to be 25 cents a year. Now it's $4. However, everyone gets passive income, and they make everyone else richer in the family because they're making the whole business successful. He's a very smart guy, very intelligent. He reminds me a lot of my dad. Even though I have no siblings. This is just very smart. Alright. So Pop. So her dad Pop was who? Her dad Pop was... I see Max is enjoying the game. I am very much enjoying this game. Correct. Good suggestion. Good suggestion. I might be on this till about like... I don't even know what time. Late as fuck, probably. I want to be honest with you. Okay, I need to write this down IRL. Where the fuck is my damn journal? I put it down somewhere the other day, and I don't know where the fuck it went. This sounds like Kerbal Space Program music. Oh, because it is. It's Kevin MacLeod. Kevin MacLeod writes a bunch of open source stuff, by the way, if you guys didn't know. Actually, I think I used one of his songs on one of my shorts. You just have to give him your stuff. Okay, so let me write this down real quick. La 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 la. You know what I mean? So, Lauren Roottree. Yes, Lauren Roottree is number 1. Lauren Roottree is, and not an only child. She has a brother named Clancy. Their father and mother, specifically their father, is, where are we at? First off, Lauren is married to a guy named Jacob. I'm going to say probably right now that Jacob is also known as Jack. Gonna hit quick guess. Jack dies around 1945 at the end of the road of World War II, unfortunately. And then they have a son together named Clark. So, Lauren was pregnant, never remarried, never did anything. She is also the granddaughter of Elias and Gwyneth. So we know that Elias and Gwyneth are at the top. Her mother's family was the Cassells. So we're just going to put over here on the right side, we're going to put Cassells. And then the left is the one that's related to the Roottrees. So what is her father's name? Her father's name is Pop, also referred to as RR in the Clanced Trust. Which is named after Clancy Edward Roottree. So I'm going to guess that this other Clancy is Clancy Jr. So this is Clancy E. Roottrie. He's the head lawyer of the company at the time. And he wrote that decision. RR, whoever that is, had an unsuccessful attempt to overthrow that. Which, fuck you, he was right. It's clear from the context that the Roottrees have internal shorthand names for the different generations of their family. Lauren uses them often. The 5 Pieces, which is the generation of children by Gwyneth and Elias. Lauren's father was in this generation, so we have that now. So these are the 5 Pieces, which is why they're probably all named after... If I had to guess, their names in order on that document are listed as the names of the actual children. So I'm going to guess that CE is probably Clancy Edward, which means I think he's the middle child, depending on what I've had. Oh yeah, this is that one detective game, right? Yes, correct. The next generation, which is Lauren's generation. So we're just going to call that next gen in my book here. And then the Free Spirits, which is the generation after Lauren. Free Spirits. Which is Clark's generation. Interesting. Very good. 5 Pieces. So we're just going to name this. Here, highlight. Love having this. Isn't Riley? Riley's also known as what's her fucking name? I forget. Carly. Carly, that's it. All right, next complaints. This entry seems to focus specifically on one of Lauren's family members, Gwen, who is on the notable Roottrees list. Seems everyone has something to complain about. Gwen is an only child, so Gwen, we have her somewhere. So we know Gwen is an only child. Complained of loneliness. I told her that being expected to watch after 3 younger brothers didn't feel like a blessing, but it fell on deaf ears. So Lauren also has 2 other brothers, which is good. So we know their part of the family has 4 people total. Also, there's an ad break in about 10 seconds, guys. Sorry. So let's look at this family tree real quick. So, this one right here. This is who this is. Clancy? That's you. Clancy Edward Roottree. That is you. And you were a lawyer. And you married a Cassell. I'm gonna guess it was Sarah Cassell. Because that's the only Cassell we have. But we can look that up now. Sarah Cassell. Really? Let's just do Clancy Edward Roottree. Let's see if I'm right about that one thing. Yeah, so CE. So G, E, CE, M, and M for Miracleberry. So there's that, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this last one is Miracle Junior. That's Miracleberry. Cassell Sarah. This was... Where was she? I think this is her, right? Is that her? God bless, dude. Get this shit out of my face, man. I want this on the other side, man. Please. Photo items, text items. Here we go. This looks neat. Yeah, it's really fun. I like this. All right, let's go back real quick. So, what I know from this, right? I've got her face. Her brother. Okay, so her husband. Well, this is Lauren, right? Lauren's dad is Clancy. So Clancy. Edward Roottree, right? So this is Lauren Roottree. We know for a fact this is Lauren Roottree because her dad had 4 kids. Her and her 2 other brothers. One of her brothers is named Clancy Jr., which makes me assume that Clancy Edward Roottree, who would have been her pop, who was married to a Cassell, was also the main lawyer of the Roottree family trust, is her. So, her husband, though, is named Jacob. And I'm going to guess this is Jacob Rafferty, because Clark Rafferty is her son. And Clark Rafferty, we know from our other stuff that we have here. Oh, wait. Forgot. I need to go back to all the evidence. So, let's see. Here we go. So, music by Clark Rafferty and Jim Roottree. So, Clark was a free spirit, which makes sense. Let's look up Clark Rafferty again real quick. Mentioned an album called These Times. Let's look up These Times again. C and J. J is probably not Jim, but her. The other one, I think. Hang on. So Jim Roottree and Diamond, and this would have been Clark and the other LaRue, which would be J. LaRue. I know for a fact that that's not him, but we do know that Jacob Rafferty looks like this. She was a writer. I guess she was technically a mother first. No? An author, right? Yeah. Oh, there we go. Got one of them. Oh, boom! There's 3 right there. Jacob Rafferty. Damn, I'm good. Damn, I'm good, chat. Am I good or what? So Carl Rootree, though, we still don't have a picture for. That's a problem. Clark. I'm going to guess one of these is Jim. Pro genealogist Max Forge, that's me. Correct. All right. Let's check these photos real quick. Back up by the LaRues. I guess that's Jane LaRue. There was Diamond LaRue, Ken LaRue, and Jane LaRue. There's also Rafferty LaRues. Could be interesting. I read the wrong message. What do you mean? Siblings are in birth order from left to right. Okay, so we've got that down. Check this. What does this say? Okay. Lauren's diary contains some labeled pictures. This is the 5 pieces. This picture was famous in our house. Pop even had it framed. That's him on the left. So this is Junior. Him on the left. It was taken in 1935 to celebrate the move to the new warehouse that Eli Jr. designed. Angie and I both wanted to be in the photo since Miracle was in it, and the 3 of us were all about the same age. We were told only the 5 pieces, which really didn't go over well, to say the least. Eventually, I suppose to stop tantrums, they posed us in front of the camera with Mr. Morden, who was there with Aunt Gwendolyn. I found out years later that they never even took a second photo. That's funny. That's such like a thing for kids to do. I'm gonna guess this is Elias Jr. here. So this is Elias Jr. This is only the 5 pieces, right? So there's 2 kids. This is Miracle Jr. If I had to guess. So let's go back. It's probably because he is a miracle he's alive. Her dad's on the left, which is this one. Right? And then what else we have? Aunt Gwendolyn. Alright. Lauren's diary contains some labeled pictures. This is the next generation, an attempt to recapture the spirit of the 5 pieces photo with our generation. For old time's sake, we gather on the floor. I wanted Eli to stand all the way on the left, since to me he looked a lot like Pop did in the old one. But I was outvoted by my brothers. They insisted the 4 of us stand together, so we clumped up in the middle and let everyone filter in behind and in front of us. The only one too good to make an appearance was Gwen, so Gwen is not in here. Grandma insisted we include Sam, even if we didn't want to. None of us understood why, including Sam. I also didn't think it fair Miracle made it in. She's technically, since he's technically a 5-piece, I guess my inner child still holds a grudge even after all these years. I'm gonna guess this is Miracle. Right here. So, does this look like... Hold up. Is this you? That might One of these is Gwen and Gwendolyn. Elias Jr. is one of these. Bruce took a screenshot. Excuse me? Oh, that? Wait a minute, so... Where's that photo of my brothers? Ain't says the middle, So that's Elias Jr. right there. I just need to make sure. Hi, Mashi. Puppy! Thank you for that. That's the posture check. Thank you very much. Alright. Next thing we need to know is who is the father of Carl Roottrees. And who are the two other brothers? Okay, let's start reading some more. Let's go back. What are you doing? Why are you being a little weirdo? Huh? What's the matter with you? Gwen, as an only child, complained of loneliness. Okay, that's what we're doing. We're checking the board for only children. So here's an only child. Here's an only child. So one of these two is Gwen. One of these two are Gwen. We just don't know which one's Gwendolyn. Oh boy. During the summer where I went to stay with her and Aunt Margot, I hoped she would be the sister I never had, and I'd do the same for her. I even tried to dye my hair blonde to fit in with the two of them. What a mess. She just complained. To her, I was the lucky cousin. Now she's off living the glamorous life while I'm stuck here with Clark. I must admit, seeing her everywhere contributes to my unhappiness. Her visage stares at me even now from my coffee table. She gets to be this in starlet and tells tales of how she gallivants around the world kissing the likes of Harrison Lane and Wild Bill Williams. Should probably look those up. Harrison Lane was a television actor with a major role in Guys Like Us. Some other films. His largest role was Guys. That's referred to as no connection to Roottrees. Harrison Lane seems to be a dead end. Harrison Lane married his high school sweetheart after they reunited at a movie premiere. Interesting. I can just go ahead and delete that note. Wild Bill Williams. Grip of Paris, France. I return there often. He's married 4 different times to 4 different actresses. So this could be possibly a connection. She's the first Roottrees woman to be anything other than a housewife, and I am jealous. If I were not a single mother, could I make my own way in this world? But I'm off topic. A girl with all the luck in the world was jealous of me. And now, though I have been undoubtedly burdened by terrible tragedy, I am lucky to be born into a family that can support me for eternity. I can raise a child without worry, unlike countless other widows. If any of them were to hear me complaining, they would rightfully scoff just like I do to Gwen. Yeah, true point. Entire title, entry titled Dynasty. Laura Roottrees' diary written in 1958. Focuses on the day her grandfather Elias announced he would step down as president of the Roottrees Candy Company, and the meeting to determine his successor. I wish I'd be a fly on the wall that day. Clancy told me that everyone got quite heated. Granddad was furious none of his sons would take over as president, but that's what he gets for holding on to it for so long. With architects, preachers, and lawyers, nobody's got time for candy. So with the 5 pieces refusing to step up, it came down to us next gens. Park argued at length that the company should stay with the branch of the family tree. Or should stay with our branch of the family tree, since we still have the Roottrees name. I'm not even sure Clancy would have wanted it, but he's the one who has volunteered. Instead, it ended up going to Zach. Even though his surname doesn't match the candy, he's the firstborn son of the firstborn 5-piece. So Zach. I'm not sure how that's relevant to running a company, but Granddad has always been had very particular views when it came to his bloodline. I asked Clancy if it ever came up that a woman could take over. After all, Angie's older than Zach, and I'm the next oldest of us all. But he just laughed. I'll never forget the cuss words Pop used when he told Ma it wouldn't go to us. Mother, ever the quick-witted, at least with catty remarks, countered with, maybe they wanted to go to the only member of the family who looks like he samples the product. Oof. Very catty. So from this, we know that Zach is the eldest son, and Angie is older than Zach. So that must mean this is an Angie. But which Angie is it? Angelica Morden, perhaps. Meaning that this would be Zachariah Morden. Ooh, what's going on over here? Gaming. Which means that we have another Morden at the top. Which may be Gwendolyn Morden. James Morden or Caroline Morden. So let's go Gwendolyn Morden. Let's go search out what we can find about Gwendolyn Morden. Nothing about Gwendolyn Morden. About Zach Morden. Zachariah. What the fuck? Moshi! Puppy! Clancy Edward. Whoa, super hearts. Holy. Alright, let's go. Zachariah Roottrees. Interesting. Elias Jr. Elias Roottrees Jr. Clancy Jr. Clancy Roottrees. What the fuck? I'm gonna guess this is Gwendolyn Morden. Clancy Edward Roottrees. Well, that's upsetting slightly. Am I dropping frames right now? Hello? Is the stream fine to you guys? Looks fine to me. Was it like chugging earlier? It says that I'm dropping frames. That's why I was asking. I just don't know what I'm dropping frames to because I haven't had a single issue with this game yet. Weird. Hang on. Give me 2 seconds here. I need to shut a few things down, I think. Looks fine to me. Alright, let's try it. Try now. It might have been because I had my stream open on my my Opera. Weird. Okay. Alright, well, I guess we're back. Okay. Alright, we're back, I guess. Question mark? What the fuck is happening? So weird. Hang on. Maybe that's why. Just limit this to 6 to like 90 frames. There we go. Does that do it? Does that do it? Riot Girl. Ah. Pippa Gittens. Bubbles Montjoy. Mystery Comics. Alright. Back to it. I need to think. I need to think here real quick. Gwen Roottrees. Start on her, huh? It's granddaughter of Elias Roottrees. She shouldn't have been named Roottrees, but her father took her mother's famous name. Alright, so we need to make sure that we get... So this is Gwen. She was an actress. Who was her dad, though? Let's see here. Ah, that's right. I can go over here. Let me check one more thing real quick. Dynasty from Lauren Roottrees. Dynasty. All right. Oh wait, no, we already read this. Sam. Okay, here we go. Lauren Roottrees' diary, written in 1963. From a previous entry, you learned that Elias Roottrees had been given into his wife, and announced that Sam, an obscure relative, was being included in family gatherings. Gwyneth had been pushing to include Sam for some time. Lauren writes, "Why Sam? I have many distant relatives I've never met. After all, Granny had sisters and Granddad had a brother or two, but I was told trim their branches from the family tree. So why is Sam special? Nothing adds up, and I'm not the only one to realize." Angie summoned all the next gen to a secret meeting in Zach's office. Gwen's in Paris, but the rest of us, including Miracle's boys, spent ages trying to unravel the mystery. I didn't recognize Sam at Uncle Junior's wedding to Patsy last year. At the reception, when I said who Sam was, Pop shushed me and said it was complicated. Clancy swore he saw Sam work alongside the farmhands AC and John when he used to drive past the old Anderson farm on his way to work. Upon hearing that, Zach checked the record and confirmed that all three are on the books. Eli, Miracle's youngest, not my brother. Miracle's youngest, not my brother, even chimed in. Apparently, he was riding his mini bike alongside the farm a week ago. Sam had given some old tools. Sam gave him some old tools and taught him how to make the bike's engine faster. None of us think that proper for a multitude of reasons, but Eli certainly seems thrilled. At the end of the day, nothing explains why an outsider is associated in family affairs, especially one who works on the farm of all places. Or having the blood is thicker than syrup. Why is Granddad making a session now? I'm gonna guess that that's probably your long-lost relative. Because your granddad was a little fucker. You dodged my head pats? I'm sorry. Here, hang on. I got you. Thanks. Appreciate you. Alright. Clark's getting married and, in my opinion, far too young. He's barely 18 for God's sake. And Danielle, is much older, but openly confronting them would make me a hypocrite. After all, Jacob and I got married at 16. Clark, like the rest of his generation, is a free spirit. Oh, Danielle, eh? Danielle. Danielle Franks, perhaps. What else do you call a group of kids growing up with more money than any one person can spend? They all aspire to be musicians and artists and dancers and all sorts of nonsense. The only one who has any discipline is Carl, and that's because Pop forced Clancy to send him to the academy. Maybe I'm getting old, but our generation was never so bad. My brothers all seemed to pursue paths of knowledge, and the most rebellious thing any of us ever did was bring home someone who would be illegal to marry if we lived anywhere south of Pennsylvania. Pop seems to have gotten over it because Edward is set to take over his department once he retires. And as for me, my published book, Swashbuckle My Heart, is based on the pirate stories I used to invent with Jacob when we were walking woods after school. I think he'd be proud that Clark and I are carrying on his name. Even my cousins are doing well. Zach's not a bad president after all, and his sister seems to be doing a good job raising her twins. Gwen is, well, Gwen, but at least she came out of the divorce with her head held high. She even told us she might come home next year so we can meet her kids. But the free spirits in any other family, it all end up at the streets. Even Clark. Oof. She does not think highly of them. Danielle. Danielle Clark. Oh wait, it's not Danielle Clark, it's Danielle Franks. Clark. We already did Clark Rafferty, right? So split up with a kid, married again, 2 kids, married 3 times, huh, Clark Rafferty? The old so-and-so. Alright, let's move on. Let's look back at our list of famous Roottrees. Got Lauren, got Jim. Wait, did we look up Jim? I think we did, didn't we? Jim Roottree was a singer. Oh, this is James Roottree. So James Roottree. So he's a cousin. Let's look at Miracle Jr. next. Miracle Jr. doesn't go by his full name in promotional materials. Instead, he has shortened it to Miracle Jr. Miracle Jr. is a televangelist who is part of the Miracle Network. How original. He used to have a show that aired on local access across many stations in the northeastern United States. According to a website called Clergy Watch, he was exposed and subsequently charged with conspiracy to defraud the public in 1979 when he claimed to heal someone in a wheelchair. His expose revealed it was his wife, Edith's sister. So Edith Roottrees, maybe? Author also mentions that Edith has a bit of a checkered past herself, but doesn't clarify. He has since lost his television show and instead goes on tours across the southern United States, where he was not well known before the scandal. Let's look up Miracle Network again, shall we? Find a website for the Miracle Network, a production company run by the Miracle Roottrees estate. It's quite bare bones, but has the following blurb: witness the testimonies of the Miracle's Roottrees. Miracle Roottrees arrived so late in his mother's life that doctors swore he wouldn't survive his first year. His mother and father, Elias and Gwyneth, named him Miracle because they thought him impossible. He was younger than his brothers and sisters by over 14 years. With a birth that late, the final child of his generation was nearly torn apart by countless health problems, but still, the power of God on his side, he persevered, triumphed over these complications, and even regained his sight to spread the healing word of the Almighty. 23 years later, Miracle Roottrees Jr. arrived and became the famous family's second vessel for the higher power. At 18, he unburdened himself from the Roottrees name and took his father's testimony to a whole new level. Via the power of television, Miracle Jr. spread the gospel across the entirety of New England. He has since left the life of glamour he puts behind. Okay, so Miracle Jr. So Miracle Jr. regained his sight, though. So this is Miracle Jr. Miracle Jr., which means that this is probably Miracle the Third, if I had to guess. He is a televangelist. So he's a priest, I guess. Preacher, yeah, there we go. But we need to know what he looks like. Miracle Roottrees Jr. Oh, right, we have new... I forgot we have new stuff. Here we go. Celebrate with our pastor, Miracle the Third, and his wife, Nicole. When is the power of the healing, power of the Lord in summer '96? 3 Generations of Miracles tour, featuring testimony from world famous Miracle Jr. and special appearance from Miracle Roottrees in his 68th year of God's earth. Children now welcome Miracle with our celebrate with your pastor Miracle Third and his new wife Nicole. Jr. said to be world famous against top billing. Miracle Jr. is on the notable Roottrees list. He will be marked on the middle star. Miracle Roottrees, whose the flyer says will make a special appearance. Miracle Third and his wife Nicole, who are said to be the youth pastors. I see. So this is Miracle Roottrees right here, and there we go. I saw a Bible verse cereal today. No way. Did you take a picture of it? Can you send it to me? Uh-oh. She's back.
You're on a roll. I'll try to keep that momentum going. Carl's office was a mess, thanks to some burst pipes. But I unearthed a photo from a 1970s Roottrees reunion. I also found some important-looking papers. You've traced 9 blood relatives so far. I'll have more to share after you find 9 more.
Oof. Is stream okay? Is it chugging right now for you all? Looks fine to me. Why the fuck is it saying I'm dropping frames then? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna turn off the Twitter one. What the fuck is happening? No, he walked away too quick. It kept cutting out for me on my end. What the fuck? Hang on. Shit. Has it been doing it the entire time, Jade? Switch stats things. I know it says that, but I'm looking at it on my side. You're not seeing what I'm seeing. It's been doing this the whole time? Why did you say something? Does it look like shit? Oh. Let's see. Oh, wait, hold up. What the fuck? Is anybody else saying that the stream looks like shit right now? I need to know. Because I don't know what happened with my stuff. It's sitting at like 2000 kbps right now, and I don't know how to fix it. And it's getting rather annoying. Because I don't know what I'm doing wrong, because it's my shit's at 67% memory, and it shouldn't be chugging. Cat, does it look fine for you? Been fine for me? Okay, I don't know then. Fuck it. Except right at the beginning. Is it fine like right now though? Like it looks fine? I just don't know why it's saying it on my side. Maybe it's just an OBS issue. Who knows? Fucking, you know. I don't know. I don't know anymore. All right. Let's see here. Oh, it did just freeze for a second there. Okay. Alright then. Alright, what do we got now? We gotta look at this new stuff. Here we go. This photo has a note attached from your employer. Here's a bonus. When I pulled the water damage picture of the free spirits out of the frame, this fell out too. Film school. Written on the back. Couldn't make the reunion. Wishing you best from Paris. Gwen and the boys. So these are Gwen's 2 sons. I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know either. Shiva candle. Photo was tucked inside an envelope with a letter beneath a candle in the corner of his office. The letter says, to Carl and Brenda, sorry that you were unable to attend the funeral. It's traditional to have it as soon as possible, and Ernie, or anyone else on Earth, knew how busy your jobs can be. I've enclosed a Shiva candle identical to ours if you'd like to pay your respects, though it's not expected for those outside of the faith to do so. Ernie was a man full of love, not only for his family, but for his family's legacy. He had an immense amount of pride for the work you three did together, as well as how Carl has carried on for him after taking over. As for myself, it is impossible to express my gratitude enough for rescuing us from the panic and burden of endless bills. Though we caught it too late for him to get on the donor list, the company took care of us beyond our wildest expectations. It went unsaid at the time, but Ernie and I knew it had to have been Carl that convinced the trust, and that it was no coincidence that it happened shortly after your visit, Brenda. Up until the end, Ernie and I had to stay strong, especially for Nicole's sake. We could never have done that much without the two of you fighting for us. Much love, Debbie. Huh. Oh, here we go. Another family photo. Photo has a note attached from your employer. Every 20 years or so, the Roottrees would hold a big reunion and recreate an old family photo. This is one from the 70s, and Carl's the teenager in the middle. Sorry about the water damage. A pipe burst in Carl's office. On the back of the photo, in childish writing, it says November. There are a large number of cursive signatures. They include Bonnie, next president Guy Hudson, Ernie Jr., Caroline, Gwyneth M., Gwendolyn, Miracle Jr., and Jim Roottree. Jim Roottree, Carl, Clark, Carl, and Eli M. So, November. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, cool. Eli. So that one's Eli. So who's Eli, though? Next president, Guy Hudson. This is Miracle Jr. for sure. Carl's the teenager in the middle. We got vote for Stephanie Jones for City Council. Better for Butler County. This was buried under a ton of mail, ton of other mail that Carl left in his inbox. It had a handwritten note attached that seemed personal. It's a flyer about a candidate for a local office, Stephanie Jones. On the back is an excerpt from a newspaper article from the Butler County Times about her campaign. Stephanie may have grown up in an unconventional family, to say the least, but in her words, it was still full of love. And now, 22 years later, with a baby on her own, due around Christmas, her message for voters is simple. Love is our future. Handwritten note says, Carl, I know we don't see eye to eye when it comes to the candy company, but if you could talk to your girls about putting out a statement supporting Stephanie, She could use the publicity your daughters bring. Don't let our conflict spread to the next generation. CM. Interesting. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start using this to piece this shit together. So G is for Gwendolyn, which we know. I guess we don't know which Gwendolyn it is, though, so it's either this one or the other one. That's Gwendolyn. Aside from Gwendolyn, we have E, which is for, I think, Elias Rootree. We have CE, which is Clancy Edward, M and M. Who is Gwen Roottree's mom, though, is the question. Margot, which is Margaret, I believe. Okay, so name Margot. Margolite. Okay. And Margot. Let's do Gwen Rootree in the time. I haven't even searched the periodicals. That's the worst part, I think. The periodicals I haven't even checked yet. Oh my god. Gwen Rootree. Periodicals. Ooh, I like my horse. My pony, my horse. Gwen Rootree. Let's do Boulder County Times. Gwen Rootree. Let's do Carl. Hello, Yik and Yaki. How are we? Okay. Elias Roottrees again. That's probably Elias Jr., right? Yeah, Clancy Edwards is going to be Elias Jr. Elias Jr. What was Elias Jr. though? Good. How about you? I'm doing okay. Can't complain. Elias Roottrees Jr. Elias Jr. was Elias' oldest son. Hunchetop House. Hunchetop House. What is Hunchetop House though? Architecture firm worked on something called Hunchetop House. So he was an architect. He's probably this one. I guess this one was Housewife. Let's go look Margot Light. Margot Light. Roottrees. Nothing relevant. Okay. Clancy. Edward. Okay. Do we have any more people on this list? We have Carl and Jim. What do we know about Jim? James Roottrees is a singer. Former Butler County resident enters disco charts. Had a 2-year-old daughter they named Candy. So I'm gonna guess this is... That's Carl, which means that this is gonna be... Wait. This is James Rafferty right here, or James Roottrees rather. He was a musician. Yeah, there we go. Hell yeah. Carl Elias Jr. James. Wait, what was my achievement? What did I get? Locked in everyone on the notable Roottrees chart. Okay, sweet. So this is going to be... What is their name? Diamond LaRue. Diamond looks like that. And also like that. James would also look like this because he has a beard. He's not a musician, he's like something else. He's like a writer or something. A music writer. So they have a daughter though, their name's Candy. Let's look what we can find about Candy Roottrees. So who is Carl Roottrees' father?
life is life, love shall be.
Gwen and the boys.
You for me. Someday will come, though, that this tree will be the last of what was we. With passing years, all paths diverge. Rivers
And Gwendolyn.
onward surge. One source behind old memories, but find their ways to different seas. Someday these times will all be over. Dew dries on the morning clover. So take my hand beneath the tree and carve your name with me. These times are ours for free.
Alright.
We'll tell ourselves these stories older, dwell on warmth, ignore the colder, probably yearn for what could be, rose tinted by youth's memory. So act as though these times ain't fleeting, love still flows, our hearts heart beating, for now ignore.
I'm gonna guess this is also a pastor. Some sort. Candy root tree. About canvas. No, okay. Welcome, Noxia. How are you? Periodicals? Isn't that what, like, women have? God damn, dude, you're so smart. Fuck. God almighty. Okay, so none of these people are from that side of the family, so this is gonna be... This one's pregnant. The next generation. I think we don't have all these though. Who is this back here though? Alright, let's check this again. Gwen, 1953. Aunt Margolite. Wild Bill Williams, maybe? No. Split up. Welcome back from the ads, everybody. Let's see. Protects preachers and lawyers. Nobody's got time for candy. I'm just gonna guess that both of these are housewives. And maybe I've got their pictures backwards. Maybe this is her. And then this is her. Although her face is not remarkably similar. Gwendolyn Morden. Angelica and Zachariah Morden. Okay, so Zach. Let's figure out Zach. Let's figure out which one's Zach. He would have been a free spirit. Alright, so Eli M. I know Zach would have been a part of the next generation of miracles. And he would have been the next president at the time, so he's a second president. That one. Wanted Eli to stand all the way on the left, since he to me looked like a bunch like Pop. That would have been Eli. Clark Rafferty. Spell his name right. Rafferty. Fuck, yep, I did. See, on a roll, this game is pretty nice. It's like watching you be in your flow state. Yeah. These times, skip it or flip it. Still. Zach Morton, son of James and Gwendolyn Morton, grandson of Elias Roottrees, inherited the company. Elias entrusted me with the carry on legacy. Okay. Interesting. Let's see. Elias Roottree Jr. Elias Roottree. Oh, Elias was Elias's oldest son. He's an architect. There's an Elias the Third, though. Is there an Elias the Third? No. Clancy and Roottrees. go back to our memoirs. Screaming students.
Students are all morons! I give them everything they need to know, and they still fail. Always! And it's not because I'm a bad teacher. I'm a very good teacher. It's because they're stupid! And then the parents ask, why aren't you teaching them good enough? Why didn't you teach them to read? It's your fault your kid's stupid, not mine.
There you go. Appreciate it. Ace Stare? What the world? Okay, so we have Clancy Jr. Miracle's youngest, not my brother. So Miracon's another one, which is Elias. The question is he Elias C or Elias M? Oh wait, I have Diamond? Yeah, of course you do. I'm gonna guess he's a mechanic. Maybe Elias M though. Ah! There it is. Sweet. Okay, so we know that that's right. Booyah!
Listening to
Oh.
It's time for your headlines. Once an hour, every hour, on the 45.
What are you
It's
doing,
a
Excel?
bizarre development
I'm
to an already tragic
going
tale.
through some
In
stuff.
the wake of the accident that took his
Doing
life,
some
some
genealogy
of Carl
research.
Root, most notably, a framed photo of the Roottrees family from the mid-1970s that Carl had on his office wall. We interviewed a local psychologist about who would do such a thing and why. For that article, search online for WRTD News. Again, that's WRTD.
Gishinayo. Gishinayo. Most just an hour. They also talked about a picture taken from Carl's office after the plane crash, promised an interview online with a psychologist. The interview was revealed that it wasn't a break-in. Said someone with a key to the office took the picture after discovering the pipes burst due to the storm. It means it was likely someone close to the family who was aware of the photo's history and wanted to save it. The psychologist, however, also goes on to post that the culprit had an alternate agenda, specifically because nobody in the family had come forward to say they have it in their possession. Believe their lies. This is just another instance of the Roottrees curse being real. What's the Roottrees curse? Being a real true thing, but your Carl was murdered and the picture had evidence on it. There's a long rambling conspiracy website with very small, very red text on the black background that says that the Roottrees are cursed. It's been very recently updated with the following. Important update. Carl and Brenda and the girls. That makes 5 new deaths. Not only that, but 3 of the 5 presidents of the Roottrees company have died mysteriously. They say Guy's car was hit by a drunk driver in 1982, but nobody was arrested. Then Ernie Madsen stepped down. Was he poisoned? Now, just this week, Carl died in a plane crash. So we know that Guy and Ernie Madsen Jr. and Carl were all the rest of the others. It's another entry that claims if you connect the dots in a pattern of 5 mysteries, it makes a Mayan ruby skull. Secret message meant to subliminally scare people away. Mayan ruby skull. And a few conspiracy websites that claim the Mayan ruby skull is a symbol of death. The alleged proof is a blurry photo of a reddish shape, supposedly a cave painting from South America. Right legend discovered beneath the painting were bones from hundreds of different people and animals. One side also mentions that the photographer who took the picture died when their boat capsized after crashing into a skull-shaped rock. That might be important later. Amongst the spinning skull gifts, you would find no source of verifiable documents or details to back up any photos or claims. To you, the blurry photo looks more like an egg than a skull. Whew. Hoi, Philippines! There's another entry that claims that if you can... Oh, wait, sorry, I read that. The post before that has a link to a site that talks about how Earth has 4 corners, simultaneous 4 time cubes. Author of the site seems to agree. I'm popping open. I need to lock in. Interesting. So this is probably going to be important. He hit someone just now. I'm going to hit you. Ooh. Entry from a few months ago claims that the owner of the site received an email from Chris Raff75 at prodigy.us asking him to take down his site with faked proof that Ernie Madsen Jr. actually had a heart condition and wasn't poisoned. The owner claims that although the proof looks quite credible, he knows that the proof was fake because he's an expert at creating fake evidence. First entry is from 1996. There's a blurry photo of the Roottrees Candy Company factory, seemingly taken by the website author from behind the fence and through some trees. It appears that Operation R229 is real. I witnessed a helicopter land on February 29th, 1996. By conspiracy websites, some people out there claim that the Roottrees changed the candy recipe to include more and more chemicals. That this was done in cooperation with the bad actors with an unknown government. Claimed that due to a loophole in the calendar, it is possible to get away with nearly any crime on a leap day, so long as it isn't discovered until after the day is over. And that every 4 years on a leap year, the Roottrees Company hosts a meeting with foreign agents to conspire to poison our children. The proof is the Roottrees candies contain polyglycerol, polyricinolate. What the fuck is that? That's just some nonsense. Ingredient of the candy that wasn't there when it first released. Claimed is added in to attempt to addict people and eventually induce mind control. Website claims to sell pills that counteract this effect for children that have already eaten Roottrees candy in the past. You do an additional search for blah blah blah. It seems to be an almost fired in chocolates approved by the FDA and widely used across many products. What a nice day to draw, isn't it, my good sir? I suppose. I don't draw. All images and ideas by Thomas Overwood. Thomas Overwood seems to have a few different sites about mysterious deaths and curses. In addition to the Roottrees curse website, you also find one about the truth behind Spirit Cola. What is Spirit Cola? Carbonated drink only found in the southern U.S. It comes in various flavors, including lemon, lime, and cherry. None of this has anything to do with the Roottrees. Which claims that Spirit really stands for Satan's Plague is returning in 2000. And that in the year 2000, anyone who has drank cola will die. Another website is Stock Markets and the Devil's Number. Which claims that if you multiply any stock's price by 666, then also multiply the current year by the same stock's price, then add those two numbers together and divide the entire total by the stock price, and finally subtract the current year, you'll always end up with 666. Yeah, no shit. You're kidding. No way. That's awesome. That's funny. I like how they did that. Let me just do this real quick again. Found a simple page called The Art of Rafferty. Copyright 1997. On Prodigy, that lists the author's email as Chris Raff. That was Chris Rafferty, probably. Below a bunch of gifts that say under construction, there are a few art pieces. The first is a painting, me and my fiance, Lulu. A painting I did for my first year of college that I plan to give her when we get married in May. Go Tartans! There's an odd collage called Cousins, which seems to be made up of 3 scrambled images. The company artist's statement says, we had to create a piece of art about our family. I asked as many of my extended family of cousins for their pictures as I could, even some I never met. Only a few of them got back to me, and my teacher said I wasn't allowed to use pictures of Raina, Riley, or Rose. So I had to get creative and could use only my third cousins. This is Davy. He swims for UConn. And Bethany's yearbook picture. She's Davy's younger sister, and Stephanie, who is an only child. Chris's artwork has been added to your evidence, but the cousins photo will need to be unscrambled before you can use them. You download a new application called Pixpop to edit the photos. Ooh, interesting. Pixpop. Cousin sliced. Oh, never mind. We're back. What do you mean? Wait, are we good? Hello? The fuck? Do I need to restart the stream real quick? Are we like good actually? I am gonna skip this puzzle. I pretty much already solved it. All right, got it. This is fixed, yes? Oh, wait. There we go. Yeah, maybe you sounded choppy. It died for a second? Fuck. Okay. Sweet. Alright, got that. Okay, I'm gonna end stream real quick and I'm gonna try and fix this. Okay, I'll be right back. Hello? Is the stream done?